I want to dip into breaking news that we're getting in right on the top of the bulletin. Well, just a day after a massive mandate, the Aam Aadmi Party running into financial trouble with what we're just getting in. The Income Tax Department has issued a summon to the party. The IT notice to AAP on rupees 2 crore funding, AAP's dubious funding raised by Breakaway Group. Now, the notice issued to the Aam Aadmi Party a day after a massive mandate that the party enjoyed. And to keep that in question, this was a point which was taken up by the BJP and the Congress in the campaign that preluded this historic win for the Aam Aadmi Party, where various terminology were used right from midnight at Hawala at midnight to Kali Raat, where 2 crores, a sum of 2 crores was put into the Aam Aadmi Party's account overnight. I want to cut across to my colleague Ashish Mehrishi. He's on the phone line with us. Ashish, can you give us modalities of this income tax notice?
Well, in fact, Preeti, if you see these, this is not only a notice, this is a summon issued by the Income Tax Department where any person who appears on behalf of Aam Aadmi Party will be questioned. Now, if you see the summon and the notice, both have been issued on the 9th, which is, at least, 2 days after the polling and a day before, the counting. Now, if you see, the notice also speaks, and, even our independent investigation and headlines today had shown that the 4 companies who had given the donation and which was, which was transferred at the midnight, which is actually a normal banking activity.
Right.
These 4 companies were not traceable, and the directors themselves were not traceable. Now, this is a very, very important thing because usually Aam Aadmi Party has been very cautious as far as their funding goes. They have always said that 9 lakh, anything above 9,99,000, will be, we will track who the person is. So this person, whoever has come down, especially the person whom we have been trying to track is Hemchandra Sharma. He is appearing in all the 4 companies. Anyone who on their behalf who would have come down to Aam Aadmi Party and given those 4 checks, well, they would have suddenly met somebody at the top in Aam Aadmi Party, and then only those donations would have been accepted. This is what Aam Aadmi Party has also claimed. Now, surprisingly, this is even the notice says that these 4 companies that we're talking about are not into any genuine big business activity and are in the, are basically a name lending company. So, which is name lending usually in income tax terms means that a company which is used for hawala transactions and turning black money into white money.
Right.
So these companies which are not into business transactions have actually lent money. Now it is the onus lies on us to tell on how those receipts were issued and how did you accept that money when your own saying has been in the past that you will accept money above anything above 9,99,000 after tracking whether the source of money is genuine or not.
Ashish, a lot of people would be asking that question. What about other political parties?
Certainly. In fact, there is a clause in the Tax Act where there is an exemption for income for political parties. If you remember,
yes.
Preeti, in the National Herald case, the exemptions that were given to the political party, that was violated. Now here in this case as well, as far as even BJP goes or Congress goes or Aam Aadmi Party goes, there is, the Aam Aadmi Party has gone to the Supreme Court and said that let SIT investigate the funding of all political parties.
Right.
But certainly...
Ashish, I'd urge you to stay on with me. We'll talk more about it and especially the modalities of it all. I have Atishi Marlena from the Aam Aadmi Party with me. Atishi, the euphoria of your win has barely worn out and already an income tax summon at your doorstep.
Preeti, I think as we have always said, we welcome all kinds of transparency and we welcome investigation. From the moment this issue has been raised by Awam and by the BJP, we from the word go said that we welcome any investigation. In fact, we were the ones who were demanding investigation. So yes, an income tax notice has come and we will put forward all our responses to the concerned departments.
Atishi, as a party, would you also be raising the issue of the funding of other political parties?
Yes, Preeti. As you already know, we have already gone to the Supreme Court on that issue. We have gone to the Supreme Court with a letter demanding that either there should be an SIT on political funding or the current SIT, which is working on black money, their scope should be expanded to include the question of political parties' funding. We have always welcomed this transparency. And even if the questions are being raised at us, we believe that it's a good sign that there is a discussion on the question of funding of political parties.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Atish. I want to immediately go across to Atish for Ashish Mehrishi for a quick comment right now. Ashish, you know, what if there is no plausible definition? Because right now with what is coming forth is the fact that the Aam Aadmi Party really did not know who the people were. And we tried to track down the companies and they were clearly shell companies. Now give us details. What could be the action that the Income Tax Department can take on that account?
Question for Atishi. What she needs to answer is, though she is welcoming transparency, one has to ask, there is an internal law in Aam Aadmi Party which very clearly says that any donation which is above 9,99,000 needs to be investigated, and then only that those funds will be taken, and that goes to the highest level where anything above 10 lakhs is accepted, anything above 9,99,000 is accepted. So whom this money was given, 50 lakh rupees cash checks, and will that person admit on who that money gave? So
right.
there are two things which Atishi needs to answer: is who accepted those
right.
those checks of 50 lakhs.
Ashish, Atishi is not there with us, but those questions have been put forth to the Aam Aadmi Party, and they are saying that they're willing to reveal all when investigated. The question I was asking you is, what could be the plausible lead out from this if there is no definition that the Aam Aadmi Party can come with, including not a counter to their internal law which the party has? What can the Income Tax Department do?
Well, in fact, it is the Income Tax Department, Preeti, is that they can only levy tax,
yes.
And in case that money is found to be proceeds of crime, if it is, say, laundered money or it
right.
is bribe money or whatever, then it goes to Enforcement Directorate for investigation.
All right. Appreciate you joining us, Ashish. We're going to let you go. We'll keep tracking details. I want to go across to Kaushambi, Kejriwal's residence. I have my colleague Rishika Barua stationed there. Rishika, the euphoria, that's what we were talking about when Atishi had joined us, of this massive win has hardly worn off, and already an income tax summon at the doorstep of the Aam Aadmi Party. Have you been able to speak to anyone about it?
Preeti, the response that we've been getting from the Aam Aadmi Party is that they are in fact going to answer all those key 5 questions that the income tax notice that has been served to them asks. There are several questions as to whether the Aam Aadmi Party has any more transactions, with these particular companies in question. What is the nature of the transaction? Was it a loan? Was it an advance? Was it a donation that was made? And if the Aam Aadmi Party is in possession of, the contact details, the telephone numbers, addresses of the directors who have been mentioned in these question companies. So their plan going forward is that, of course, they will be answering these 5 key questions that the notice that has been served to them, requires them to answer. Having said that, Preeti, I've read that entire notice that has been served to them. It says that the principal officer of the Aam Aadmi Party to whom it has been addressed, the notice does not need to appear in person, but before the 16th of February, they need to give a reply in writing.
Yes.
And that is pretty much what they're going to do. Break down that notice, the 5 questions that have been asked, answer those 5 questions, and lay this controversy to rest.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Rishika Barua and Ashish Mehrishi, getting us up to speed with all the developments there. We'll of course keep going across and picking up the latest coming in on that story.